having students back in our classrooms on the 9th. Sorry if this is new news to you right now. We're having students back in our classrooms on the 9th. And in preparation for that, the tech office has purchased monitors for all teachers that wish to use them, adapters to go with new MacBooks, all the proper cabling, and this little guy right here. So we were just going to kind of go through how this is all going to look, how we're going to use all of this new tech. This particular session that we're in right now is just for folks who only want to use one monitor setup, which is their laptop. And so we're going to primarily be focusing on this little guy right here. Okay, so we're going to go through all of the stuff right now. Natalie has prepared some wonderful handouts with instructions for you guys. If you wouldn't mind dropping those in the chat for us, that would be great.
I don't know.
Pretty please.
Okay. It's our third one, guys.
And I was going to just talk a little bit about how we share screens, although you guys have all been doing it already. But the new ingredient is our new MacBook laptop. Raise your hand if you guys have your new MacBook already and are Zooming today's meeting on it. Okay, super cool. Thank you. So as you know, when you're teaching on Zoom, you will need to AirPlay to your projector at some point because you're going to have students in your live with you in your classroom. So to do that, on our old laptops, we used to, let me share my screen with you real quick. Okay. Raise your hand if you see the Zoom call that we're on right now. Okay, cool. To AirPlay on our old laptops, we would click on the AirPlay icon in our menu bar like that. Now, that doesn't come turned on by default for new MacBooks. Some of you may have run into this already. I lost my AirPlay icon, right? You have to turn it on. So the way that you turn it on is you go to your system preferences. You click on the Apple logo in the upper left corner. You can do this right now while you're on the Zoom call. Click on your Apple logo just like I'm doing and click System Preferences. That's the easiest way to get to your system preferences. Sometimes stuff pops up on my other display. Okay, so I'm in my system preferences right now.
Hey, Andy, FYI,
Yeah.
we're looking at the screen that shows where the meeting recording is going on in the background, just so you know. We're not seeing, if you're using the other screen, we're not seeing that one. Okay. So we see your browser.
You see my, okay, so you're looking at the other monitor. Okay.
Yeah.
My system preferences now?
Yeah, you're good. It's just we've got the converting meeting recording on top of it. So if you can move it to the side.
Well, I like it there. I think that's a good.
Oh yeah, it's like hidden go seek.
I really want people to see what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna like, is that better like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. I'll move it. No fun at all. Then okay, so I lost my train of thought. So we're in system preferences. We need to turn on the AirPlay thing in the menu bar. So we go displays. And if you have an additional monitor plugged in, you'll see this brand new tab here for arrangement. We'll talk about that in the other session that we're doing. You guys are single monitor. Down here at the bottom of this screen, show mirroring options in the menu bar when available. That's the money right there. We always want that guy checked. And so then we can just go right up to our menu bar and click on the AirPlay and see our mirroring options right then and there. Okay. While you're at it, while you're in your system preferences, back out to the main view and go into Bluetooth. And check this box too. This puts the Bluetooth settings in your menu bar as well, which you're gonna need in just a minute when I talk about the speaker. Okay. All right. So that's that. And then once that is up, once the AirPlay options are up in your menu bar, you can then AirPlay just as you have been doing by clicking on one of these many rooms here at the middle school or wherever site you're at. Currently, I am in room 6, I believe, right? Okay, so if I go like this, it's going to prompt me for a code. And then I type that code in. And voila. Now I am AirPlaying while I am sharing this screen on Zoom through the marvels of modern technology. Any questions about that? It's fairly straightforward with a 1 monitor setup. With a 2 monitor setup, it's a little more involved because you have to choose which monitor you're sharing with the kids at home, and then which one are we going to AirPlay to our projector. So it's a little more involved. That's why we split these trainings into 2 different ones. The one with the dual monitor setup is a little more involved. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to get into if there are no questions, I'm going to get into the additional new piece of hardware. Hi.
Just about the Bluetooth, Andy, is that to use a microphone, or what would we use that for?
I'm going to talk about that right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to talk about that right now. Yeah, this is a Bluetooth speaker and microphone setup. If there are no questions about the AirPlaying, I'll just jump right into this. Natalie, are there any questions in the chat or anything like that?
Nope, no questions. So.
Okay, I'm going to come off the AirPlay because there's a serious lag there. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so this is like I just told Elizabeth, this is a speaker and microphone combo. Now, why? Why do we need another piece of technology? Well, when these classrooms were designed, they were not designed with a pandemic hybrid model of teaching in mind. And so basically with the MOU agreement, we now are teaching both distance learning and in person with an overlap of 45 minutes to an hour, roughly in the middle of the day. Okay, so it's that overlap time when you have kids in class with you and you have kids online with you at home is what this is for. This is a conference room style microphone speaker setup because the CAN speakers in your classroom in the ceiling create a feedback loop when you try AirPlaying with just your MacBook with the kids at home. And again, it was something that these classrooms were never designed for this purpose. So the tech office has purchased these for you guys so that you can have the kids at home communicate with the kids in person in school and collaborate vice versa. So the idea is you set this guy up and it acts as your microphone. You put it in a central location in your classroom. It has a rechargeable battery, so you don't have to plug it in, but you can plug it in to your laptop, either way. And there's a speaker on it too that's nice and loud. It's louder than your MacBook speaker. So one question we've heard already is, can I just use my MacBook? Do I have to introduce another piece of tech? No, you don't have to use this. This is for you. This is a learning tool if you want to use it. But just so that you know, your MacBook speaker is not real loud, even turned up all the way. And the microphone is great on it, but it's not that great. So if you try just using your MacBook, you might not have great results. This is going to be better. Okay. So I'm going to kind of go through how to set it up. There are 2 ways to use it. You can plug it in to your MacBook, or you can use it wirelessly through Bluetooth. It has a rechargeable battery in it. When you get it and you unbox it at first, it won't have much of a charge on it. So I recommend uncoiling the USB on the bottom and plugging it into your MacBook adapter and plugging it into your MacBook to charge it right away. Just like that. This is all in the instructions that Natalie is sending you guys, okay? It's just a standard USB plug. So it also works with like a phone jack adapter if you have one from your iPhone or whatever. You can plug that right into a wall socket and charge it that way too. And you know that it's charging because this little light will flash green on the side. There's a battery logo and then there's a light right there and it flashes, okay? Now right next to it are two other buttons. There's a power button and a Bluetooth button. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. You have to press and hold the power button. And I want you to look at the front, see what happens when you turn it on. Okay, it sings a little song and it flashes blue to indicate that it's turning on, and then it flashes green to let you know that it's on, okay? On the face of it, this whole part is speaker. And it gets pretty good. Natalie and I, nice and loud. Natalie and I did some testing of 4 or 5 different models, and we felt this one worked the best. It was the loudest. We were kind of like the Verizon guy walking around classrooms, her in one classroom and me in the other one. And, you know, we hooked this up and we were having a conversation and moving around the classroom, kind of testing it out. We found that this one worked the best. It had the clearest sound and was loud. They were all really good, but this one was a little bit better. So on the face of it, there is an up volume and it lights up in a circle to indicate how high the volume is. And you can see it's turned up all the way. There are also 2 other buttons on there to use it as a phone. You can hook this to a cell phone and use it as a external speaker for your cell phone with those buttons, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would just hook it up to your MacBook and just use it that way. That's what it was purchased for. On the side here, there's a Bluetooth pairing button. So I'm gonna kind of go through how to connect it wired first, and then we'll talk about pairing it with Bluetooth. This will charge if you plug it in, and you can use it while it's charging. So you just plug it into the adapter for your new MacBook, and you plug it into the side of your MacBook. Can't see that step. Okay, now it's plugged in. And when you're sharing on your Zoom call, which I'm going to do right now. One second. Okay. Okay. So once you plug it in, you need to select it as your audio source, and you have to select it as your speaker because it's a microphone speaker combo. Okay. So you come down here. Can you guys see my Zoom toolbar here at the bottom of the screen? Yes. All right. Yep. So you go where the microphone logo is in the lower left corner, and you click this little caret, and you select. It will probably select the speakerphone automatically as once you plug it in as the default. See, it did that for me. But if it didn't, you'll need to select the Logitech speakerphone P710E, that's the name of it, for both your microphone and your speaker. And then you just sit it next to your MacBook and you use that for your class to communicate, just like that. And it will charge while it's plugged into your computer, which is nice. So that's how to use it wired. It's very simple, very straightforward. If you decide you want to use it wirelessly, then you'll need to press this little Bluetooth button, press and hold it. And you know that puts it into pairing mode. So it's in pairing mode right now, and you can tell because the lights are lighting up in a blue circle, round and around and around. letting you know that it's in pairing mode right now, okay? And then you go to your Bluetooth settings. If it's in your menu bar, you can reach it this way, your Bluetooth preferences. If not, you go into system preferences and go to Bluetooth. Okay. I would recommend showing Bluetooth in the menu bar. And it should just pop right up. There it is, Logitech speakerphone P710E. And you click connect, and it will sing another song for you. There it goes. So that means, that indicates that it's paired now. Paired wirelessly. So you're connected wirelessly. And then again, you go to your audio settings here at the microphone, click the caret, and just make sure that your speakerphone is selected as your microphone and your speaker. And that's that. Bluetooth has a radius of about 30 feet, 20 feet. So you can move this anywhere in your classroom and it should work well. I would probably select a pretty central location for it. Center front maybe might be a good spot. Any questions?
So we did have a couple of questions in chat, not related to this, so I'll wait to see if there's any for this.
Okay. The sound is really good on this
The
thing.
sound seems to be better, but you're glitching a little bit, Andy. Your
Am I?
video is glitching. Does
See,
that have anything to do with each other?
I tend to like, sorry, just jump in. I tend to like all of my equipment like wired and plugged in, because sometimes Bluetooth, again, think of all of our devices that we're streaming in the air that we can't see. So yeah, sometimes that can happen, but most of the time it's pretty solid, because I know Andy uses it a lot, Bluetooth, but I like mine.
Yeah, I noticed when I was airplaying Elizabeth earlier, it was really stuttering bad. I would say something and then there'd be a delay of about 3 seconds and then you would respond. So I mean, you know, the wireless stuff is great, but I would go with a cabled connection if things are a little funky.
Yeah,
We have room for that right now. It's not like we don't.
well,
We have
and
space.
one thing to consider next week when we bring our kids back on campus, you guys, it's been great doing the Zoom when we're here and it's just us teachers. Throw in all the kids, we're now adding traffic to the Wi-Fi and the bandwidth. And it's not that we have amazing bandwidth. We have like one of the best bandwidths in the county, honestly.
We really do, yeah.
But it's like 91 freeway. If we're all jumping on, things are going to slow down. So just be mindful if you start seeing lags like that, try to plug in your speaker microphone. That might help because it pulls it off anything crossing in the air. I mean, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are different, but I mean, you get the point. That's going to be your biggest issue, I think, for us as we bring them all back.
Try to have less running on your computer too. Try to make it so that only Zoom and maybe a web browser is running. That can sometimes help. If you're streaming video, sometimes that can cause problems because there's heavy bandwidth going both ways that way. So yeah, those are all things you can try. I'm looking at the chat.
So just to clarify, so yeah, the middle school, you're all getting your speaker microphones. In fact, you guys, they're probably on site, and just if they haven't been handed out, check with your admin. Elementary, yours are on order and they are back ordered at the moment. We're hoping we get them as quickly as possible, but we just found out last week that there was that 45-minute overlap. So that's why they didn't. So as soon as we got that settled and resolved, we were able to put the order in. So we're getting them to you guys as quickly as possible. But yeah, middle school, you'll be good on your speakers. Hopefully you'll have them soon.
Okay, but back ordered, I mean, the holidays and everything, we're talking weeks or a month, right?
No. I don't know what the time frame. No. Because we know. So I don't have the latest timeline. We just know that they're ordered. And yes, this is being recorded clearly. So we will have copies. You guys will, so you can watch this over and again, if you want to, over and over. And then you'll have these as well to help you.
Okay. Because I did notice a definite change in the audio from my old computer to the new computer. It was just, turning it all the way up. I mean, it was just a little bit softer.
And one of the things, and this is true with the video, you guys have noticed that we've heard it a lot on the new MacBook Airs on the 2020s, the video is not great. And that's because Apple put in, it's the type of camera they put in. It is a known issue. I mean, if you go Google it, it's all over the message boards, how much people want to go show up at Apple and scream at them. And I agree with them. Technology should improve, not regress. But there are things also too. Zoom is improving every time we run those updates. So now they add more and more features. So what you have to do is go into those video settings, and I'm going to put together a little screencast just showing that. Like, the first time I saw, let's enhance the video enhancement, to help kind of hide the wrinkles and all that good stuff. I got to turn that off. Or, if the lighting, notice I can see the lighting. There's actually a setting in Zoom that you can adjust. You can manually adjust lighting. The default, it's on auto. So for that, you can adjust it to make yourself look brighter or dimmer. And another option too with the video screen is to, even if you have a small little desk lamp at home, put it in front of you to turn on. I like a ring light. We're not saying go buy a ring light, but you can get them on Amazon. You can get a good one for like $20 that plugs in USB. And I have a couple now and I love them. They're very helpful, and you can, it just brightens things up. And so
really improve the experience. Yeah.
I do have another quick question about that maybe. So when I show my work on the whiteboard, and with my old computer, it was just all the same color. But now with this, when I walk out of the picture, it goes darker than with me in the picture. If I had a lamp or something by my computer, would it help that?
No, it won't reach the whiteboard. What it's doing, you have in your, I'm going to send you, it's in, if you go right now, actually go in the bottom of your Zoom and click on the up caret next to video. Okay, you're going to go into video settings. So I think it's at the very bottom of the list.
Yeah, well, no, it says audio settings.
Go over next to where you go to the one that says stop video, but the little caret next to stop video, and you should see video settings. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it? So now on that one, which is really cool. So now you're in the video settings and the window should pop up. There's a couple of things. Now on mine, you'll see one that says adjust for low light. And I don't know if it's unchecked or checked. If it's unchecked, go ahead and check mark it. Just click in the box. And then you'll see a drop down that says, do you want auto or manual? And if you switch it to manual, you can adjust that slider bar. Like if you look at my screen right now. So see, I can actually see if you adjusted it, it looks like you did because you're a little brighter.
Thank you.
So it's about playing with that, turn off that touch up my appearance. So if I screen it, it kind of makes me more like a painting, like it blurs lines and whatnot. So again, these are things in here that you can tweak. If you enable HD, don't enable HD. If it's there, turn it off. Just again, make it as simple as possible. But the small light will definitely help. And it's just, when you step out, it's just tracking on you is what it's doing.
Right. I mean, my other one just didn't do it. I mean, it's amazing what you, just this tiny, tiny little things that you recognize when they're not there anymore. And you almost think they're so slight that, I'm just having a bad day.
It's just, again, Zoom is adding and improving, and everybody is kind of just changing things as we go. And you're like, no, can you just leave it as it was? And it just is what it is. So,
okay, thank you.
But yeah, you look a lot brighter right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love it.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. That was great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Gina Vanitas asked if there's a specific code for each classroom. I think you're referring to the AirPlay code, Gina.
We got it.
Took care of it already? Okay.
We're good. Yes. Every room you go in, Gina, it will change day to day, or every day you log in.
I've never used this before, so if I have problems, could I write to EdTech and someone could?
Absolutely. There was a video we made 1 billion years ago, Gina, not really 1 billion, I think it was more like 3, that kind of explained how the Crestron works. We'll dig it up and we'll send it your way. And then also just shoot us a ticket and we'll come out and help you out with it.
And you can show me with my iPad also.
Sure, yeah.
Works
Yeah.
very much the same.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You guys, okay, you guys got this. If you have questions, email edtech@BPSD. You're gonna.
I have a question. Sorry, I had my hand up. I didn't get.
Oh, so sorry. Didn't even see it.
Why are you ignoring me, Natalie? Okay, this is going to sound like a dumb question, and there's so few people here. I'm okay with it. I think I'm a few minutes late, and so my plan is that kids are going to have their earbuds on, plugged into their iPad. I'm going to be sitting at my desk, teaching on Zoom. I'm not quite sure about this whole speaker thing. Do I want to have it for some other reason besides, like, why do I need to enhance my sound? Is it going to be better for their experience on earbuds, or is it for the classroom sound?
It would be for if your kids were not using their earbuds. Yeah, if your kids are plugged in with earbuds, then what they might experience is a little bit of an echo between the speaker and their own sound coming from their earbuds, and it might actually get in the way of learning. I know that's why Natalie and I don't sit in the same room when we do these trainings, because it totally messes with the audio. There's like a weird delay and we have trouble hearing and understanding one another. So the same thing might occur with your students too. So I personally think you should pick one or the other, and the speaker would be instead of the earbuds. So you choose if you want to manage the earbuds and all of that stuff with them, go for it. If you'd rather use the speaker, that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I'm
so
gonna, it is really distracting. I know for me, even if they're gonna be 6 feet apart, they're gonna hear over the earbuds, and it just can be like, that lag time can be so confusing, because now they're hearing your voice travel, and by the time they hear it outside of it, and then they hear it here. Yeah, so that was the whole intention. So that way you can have your whole class hear one person at a time without any feedback or otherwise, and they can communicate through that speaker microphone.
so when they have their iPad in front of them and I'm talking, are they hearing me through this speaker system? What's happening with their iPad?
When you talk live, the sound is going to travel through the microphone in your MacBook if you're not using the speaker, and it's going to travel through Zoom, through their iPad, through their earbuds into their ear. So there will be a little bit of a delay between what they hear from you live and what they're hearing in their earphones.
Right,
And-
so what if I use the speaker? Where are they hearing sound?
If you have your kids in front of you, don't put them in the Zoom call. They're not in the Zoom call. If you use your speaker microphone, so you don't want them on Zoom, because you're going to share your screen, right? And so that the kids in Zoom can see whatever you're displaying on your screen, and the kids in front of you, because now you're also airplaying your screen just like you would on a normal day if you had kids in front of you, right? It's all the same screen. So that way, with that speaker microphone in the middle, the kids on Zoom will speak, and the kids in the classroom will hear it go through the speaker on that speaker microphone. And when the kids in the classroom respond, the kids on Zoom will hear it through the microphone in that speaker microphone. So that's the beauty. That's your gateway, your connection, so that they can talk to each other. And so when you're sharing your screen, let's say you're showing a history, you're walking through like a timeline and you're sharing that on your screen so that your kids in front of you can see it, the kids on Zoom can see it. When you stop sharing, now you can go back to gallery view and show all your kids who are on Zoom. That's still on AirPlay. So the kids in your classroom can see their classmates that are in Zoom. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I wasn't planning to AirPlay anything. I was planning to just Zoom. Is that going to be a problem? To just Zoom, you think?
And all of the kids Zoom on their devices, you're
Yeah.
welcome to try it. I think what you'll experience, what they will experience is a little bit of an echo with them hearing your own voice live and then them hearing, it's the same thing when Natalie and I are Zooming together in a room together. That's why we're separate right now, because she'll hear my voice live and then she'll hear it come through the Zoom call too. And it's very distracting and hard to get past.
It's good for like 5 minutes. And then after
Yeah.
that, it's just like I start getting a headache.
Had enough. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, you know, you try it. You might
Yeah.
have better success than we do with it.
And just and maybe that's where we learn kind of modify your voice, or I'm not, you don't want to turn your back to the kids in the classroom, that wouldn't be good, but like to redirect it. And if you have, the other thought is too, if you have that plexiglass, which you will in front of you between you and the kids will all have their plexiglass, so that actually adds as a barrier. So that could help in that, it's kind of like, I think about like when you go see bands and they put those clear plastic things around the drums, it kind of holds it back.
Dampen the sound a little bit. Yeah.
So that might help. So you know what? Try it both ways with your kiddos and see what works best for you guys and what works best for you and for them. Like, because it could work with all those little doohickeys in front of them.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Anything else, guys?
It's recorded. We'll send it out. We'll have a couple of versions. We'll probably splice together some of them.
Thank you.
I'm gonna share a link to a feedback form in the chat right now. If you guys want to go ahead and take a survey real quick on this training right now, you can. If you don't, we'll be sending it out later along with a link to the recording of this video, just as soon as Natalie and I can get it all uploaded to YouTube and get it out there for you guys. Okay.
All right. Okay, thanks guys. And again, you guys are doing awesome. You've learned a lot in 6 months.
Yeah.
And we keep adding. Again,
Yeah.
find your groove, find what works for you. If the speaker microphone works, great. You want to use a second monitor, great. But if not, it's okay.
It's okay.
We
Keep
got
it simple.
tools. We got tools for you to use, and we're happy to be here and support you on that, whatever you guys need.
We are here for you guys, and we appreciate each and every one of you and everything that you're doing with the kids. I know the kids appreciate you too. I know a lot of them are dying to come back. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Have a great rest of the day, guys. And if you want to jump in tomorrow, the sessions are the same, so feel free if you want to see it again. Okay.
All right, guys.
Talk to you later.
Take care. Bye-bye.